What's up, guys? What's up, Cliff? Can you hear me? I'm sitting kind of away from the screen, so I can't see it real well. We'll let people start coming in, and I'll start talking about the sheep. What's up, Vena? What up? Done? Can you guys hear me okay? We'll let people start coming in from J&J Acres, and then I'll start talking about the sheep and whatever else you guys want to talk about. Sweet. You guys having a good New Year? New Year Day, I guess. What's up, Jubilee Homestead? What's up, Susan? Susan, you got your cup? What's up, Hillbilly? What's up, Alf? Tina, what's up? Hope everyone's doing good. Sweet. We'll just give it another minute or so, and then I'll start talking about our topic. And I'm going to talk about making money from sheep. What's up, Wee Tree in the house? Good. Yeah, we're having a pretty good day. We was over at the in-laws earlier, ate some lunch, and came home, rested up a little bit, and getting ready for this show. Looking forward to the new year, that's for sure. Okay, we got 16 people watching. What's up, Mud Pie Girl? Hey, Happy New Year to you too. 2011. All right, let's go ahead and get started. It's a little bit after 9. I got a lot of notes written down. I was kind of preparing myself for to inform you guys about raising sheep. But before we start, I was going to say this live stream is part of the Homestead Network, and you guys should go check out the homesteadnetwork.com. And if someone could post that link, that'd be awesome. Which most of you guys already been there, and that's where you guys are coming from. And good job, J&J Acres, doing a recap of your year last year. Just want to give him a little shout out. That was nice. All right, guys, what I'm going to talk about today is raising sheep for money. And I'm going to go over a few things, and then I'll take questions. So if I don't get your question while I'm talking, I'll come back to it. Just put it all in all caps, and I'll get your questions here in just a little bit. But I just want to, first of all, can you make money from sheep? Absolutely, you can make money from sheep. And I'm going to go over what kind of sheep that I have and what I'm working for. Let me look at some of this real fast and I'll get started. If I missed you guys, just tell everyone thanks for coming, stopping by and watching the live stream. Okay, okay, Kathy, you got the cup. All right, guys, what the sheep, if you want to make money raising sheep, you guys can do all the research you want. I've done a lot of research myself, and this is just kind of give you guys a heads up on what I found to be the best sheep for what I want, and it's the Dorper Sheep. And just Google Dorper Sheep when we're done here, and you guys can look up a lot of the facts for yourself. That's where I started off. And let's go over the Dorper Sheep. Let's see here. Okay, the Dorper Sheep are a cross of a Dorset Horn and a black-head Persian sheep. And they originated in South Africa, and they bred these sheep for the harsh climates in Africa. So when you bring these Dorpers to Oklahoma, you might say where I'm at, I got really good grass. They just thrive in the grass. Compared, if they're growing on tree bark and and rocks and gravel in Africa, you might say, when they get out here in the United States, they're just going to thrive. So your potential for profit is so much higher. Okay, right now in South Africa, the Dorper are the second most common sheep breed. That's one of the things I liked about them. They're very fast growing sheep. Uh, you read different articles on different things, but one of the articles I read, it says a full blood Dorper sheep you can expect to be 50 pounds in 12 weeks. So in 3 months, they're ready for the auction. That's awesome. You know, you don't have anything. You shouldn't have anything in those sheep. And at 12 weeks, you can take them to the auction at 50 pounds. And right now, let's see. I looked up our local sheep auction. They're for a lamb that weighs between 50 and 90 pounds. You're getting $2.10 to $2.50 a pound. And anywhere in between, that's what you can expect to get. You know, then you got a little bit of fees for there and whatnot. But crap, if you take a 50-pound sheep to the auction times $2, that's $100 that you just made. If you take 10 of them, you just made $1,000. You know, you can do the number. You can speculate how many you take or whatnot. But all right, let's look. Has anyone got any questions yet? Southern Hillbilly, yeah, I'm in Oklahoma. Dorper, D-O-R-P-E-R, Dorper Sheep. Hidden Heights. Hidden Heights actually had some of these. Okay, I'll tell you how I started off with sheep. Hidden Heights always had goats and sheep, and he's one of my friends. And I always wanted him going over to his house and seeing them. I was like, man, I want to get into this stuff. Well, then we finally bought some land. Well, then our other friend, just a few miles from us, he's in the sheep business, and I think at one time he had like 90 sheep. So I started off going to him, and I bought five yearling ewes from him. There are 5 lambs, and I got them for $50 a piece. So $250 was my initial investment in these, and I had one of them actually died a few months after I got it, so I was down to 4. So I was already down $50, you might say. Now, I'm on my 3rd year of raising sheep. So this year I'll actually take some to the sale and get a little bit of money. But next year, year 4 for me will be where I really start making a little bit of money off these things. But all right, I got $250 in the initial sheep, and I've had these for 2 years now. And I might have $80 in feed because we have pasture, and I hay them myself. My friend bales my hay for me. I keep over round bales for the winter, so I don't have anything in feed costs as far as hay. But I like to grain my Dorpers. You don't have to grain these things either. I mean, you don't have to at all. But I bucket train them with the feed, and I figured it out. I might go through 4 or 5 bags of feed a year, if that. That's if I'm feeding. You don't even have to do that. I just like to give them a little treat every now and then. And then 2 years of dewormer, $40. And so at 2 years, I got $370 invested in these things. Okay, so now my first set of 4, they had 5 lambs last year. Okay, 2 of them were rams, and I got rid of those, and I kept the 3 ewe lambs back. So that put me at that 7. Then I purchased another one, a mama ewe that was a 1.5, 2-year-old ewe. So now right now I have 8 ewes, and 6 of them, I think 1 or 2 of the yearlings are pregnant, but I'm not really 100% sure yet. But I know all the mature ewes, 5 of them, they're all pregnant. They're definitely showing. They're probably going to lamb in the next, I don't know, probably a month and a half. And I'll get to your question in just a second. So I'm expecting on the Dorpers, mine aren't full-blood Dorpers. I got a full-blood ram and bred them to these, and I'm trying to work towards more full-blood or whatever, close I can get. But mine are a cross between a Dorper and Katahdin, I think that's how you say it. They're both a hair sheep. And so right now I got 8. 6 of them for sure. I can tell one of the yearlings is pregnant, but all 5 of them are. I would say 6 of them are more than likely they're going to lamb. So I can expect they say 1.5 is what they average. So I mean, over 2 years, whatever, they do all of it, and I can expect 12 lambs. You might say out of 8. You know, you might get more, you might get less. So out of those 12, let's see, I'll keep I'll keep back all the ewes and I'll sell the rams. So if I get 5 ewes, then I'll sell 7 rams. So that's how you start making money. All right, hey, let's look at some of these questions. Not to ignore you guys, I just wanted to kind of go over a little bit about it. Let's see, any questions, guys? Let's see here. Got a little bit of a lag. What's up, Off Grid, Doug and Stacy? Thanks for stopping by. Alderman Farms, what's up? Okay, yeah, no wool. Yeah, these are hair. Dorpers are hair sheep, so they're supposed to shed all their hair. You don't have to trim them or nothing. But mine aren't full blood, so a couple of them I need to shear them. But most of them are shedding all their hair. They gotta have stuff to rub up on and all that stuff. So if you just throw them out in a pasture with just an open fence, nothing for them to rub on, they'll rub on the fence and they'll get a lot of it off, but they won't be able to get their back off their back and all that stuff. Let's see. So that's one of the pluses too. They're hair sheep and you ain't gotta shear them. I mean, you shouldn't have to. Okay, let's see. How many acres per lamb for them to grow happy? Sean J. Okay, you can look up different things. What plans do you have for 2000? Okay, Witchery, I'll go over that too here in just a little bit, Witchery. If you can look at different spots, different places will tell you different things. But from what I've found out personally, I have a 1 acre lot out here that's fenced off and had really good grass on it. I put five sheep on there, and they never ate the grass down there. It always had plenty of grass on there. Well, then my uncle got 5 additional ones, so we had 10 on there at one time, and they completely ate it down where it was just starting to come up. So I'm going to say, on a safe note, you could probably keep 6 to 8 per acre and not have to rotate constantly. Now rotation on acre lots, 2 acre lots, 3 acre lots, 5, whatever, that's the key. If you got the fencing set up, you need to rotate your pastures. That way it gives your other pastures time to recover. So I'm going to say, on my personal experience, 6 to 8 sheep on a 1 acre lot, it should sustain itself for the most part. Why do you keep the ewes back and sell the rams? The rams are food for us. Off-grid, Doug says, okay, the reason why I sell the rams is because we don't eat I actually butchered a ram this year, but I'll butcher one a year. We don't eat a lot of lamb meat, but the whole purpose for me to get the sheep was, to keep one to butcher, but to sell it to the meat market, to make a little bit of money from my pocket. So I'm trying to build up my flock to, I want 20 ewes. That's what I want for our place, is 20 ewes. And potentially you can have 30 lambs every year to take to the sale. And I'll go over some numbers I wrote down here in a little bit. But off-grid Doug says, that's why I sell the rams, because I'm trying to build my flock. Now, once I get my flock built, you can actually hold some rams back and sell them for even more money than you would get for the meat market. That's why I sell the rams. It's for the meat market. I don't need them all right now. Is there a market for the wool? Dunn, there probably is. I'm not real familiar with it, but these are hair sheep, so they don't have wool. They shed all their hair, so you don't have to mess with trimming all that. In South Africa, the Dorper sheep skin is really thick, and it's real. That's like, I think I read, like 20% of the income in South Africa. South Africa is from the Dorper sheep skin. 20% of their revenue. So it's really just, I don't think there's a real big market in America for the skin, but overseas in other countries there are. Okay, Dutch, you should make Wheatree your moderator. Okay, I will here in a second. Sales for here. You should not breed the ewes. Off grid, no, I don't breed my ewes back to their dad. I have I've had several different rams come back in. You're right. Yeah, don't breed them back. Hold on a second. All right. I'll try to read some of y'all's questions. Do you castrate the rams for the auction? Rico's Place? No, I haven't castrated the rams for the auction yet, but I did ban. If I'm going to keep one back, I banned them. So the one that we butchered, it was banned. So yeah, I guess I castrated that one, you might say, in a banding method. But yeah, I mean, it's up in the air. Like I haven't really went to the auction enough to see if if the rams that are castrated or not, if they go for more or less. I'm not real familiar with that. That's something I want to go to the auction more, and see the prices, how they change throughout the year, and what ones are going for the most. I know at our auction, haired sheep or haired lambs go for the most. Can you keep goats and sheep together, or is it a no-no for some reason? I don't think there's any. I don't think there's an issue with that at all. I had a couple of goats in there with our sheep flock there for a while, but then end up giving the sheep away, or not sheep, but the goats away. Just didn't have any use for them. Now I'm telling you what, the goats. I got rid of 2 of my goats because I would go to feed. I would go to grain my sheep, and you could let the goats get some too, obviously, but man, they have the goats had the freaking horns and would just go in there and just go crazy after them. And my sheep weren't getting any of the feed, and the goats were getting it all. And the goats were just more like a pet, you might say. So I got rid of those. I gave them to a nice family that were looking for them, and now my sheep are well taken care of. Okay, Bushcraft, does the hair you collect have lanolin oil like standard wool? I have no idea, to be honest with you. And I don't collect the hair; it just falls on the ground. The wind blows it away. I don't collect any of the hair. But I'm not sure on that. I'm by no means a goat or sheep expert. I've just learned over the last 3 years what I know now through family and friends. Rico's place. He knows a lot about animals, and my other buddy that was in here, he knows a lot about too. So I'm new at the sheep. I'm 3 years into it, and I've learned a lot in the 3 years. And I recommend sheep. They will naturally segregate themselves, but they do find together. Yep. Off-grid Doug Stacy, big boy, the hair sheep have non-productive. That's correct. Yeah, them goats are such greedy, aren't they? Yeah, they get in there and they cause problems. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go over. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions. I didn't see any questions right now. So I'm going to go over some of the numbers on how. Hold on. Do you milk them, make cheese? No, Hillbilly, no, I do not milk them. What's up, Mr. Ray? No, I don't milk them and do all that stuff. Maybe in the future we might get a milking goat and do some of that, but right now I don't have time. I don't have time for everything I got going on. Okay, now all right. Wheat Tree asked me what my plans were for 2017. So I'm going to discuss what I want for our property. We got 10 acres, and I free range my animals on my back 6 acres. I don't have it fenced off yet, but I let them out every day, anywhere from 2 to 4 or 5 hours, and they just stay right in the general area. And my German Shepherd's running around. She doesn't bother them, but she kind of protects the flock somewhat. But for our place, this is my plans for 2017, or a goal I'm going to try to reach this year. Okay, I want 20 ewes for my 10 acres. And that's why I want to sustain, I always want to have 20 ewes on hand. And then I'll go over the numbers, the potential profit and amount of money that you can make from selling these sheep to the meat market. We have a local auction about 25 miles away. And I think the first and third Fridays of every month, or every Friday, I'm not really 100% sure on that, but they have a huge sheep auction, pig auction, all that. It's really cool to go to. I'm going to try to go to and film some of that for you guys at some point. But here's one of my goals for this year. I want to get 20 ewes, and so I want to get 20 ewes, get them bred, and then when they start lambing, these are just numbers. You can crunch numbers all day long. This is just like the average numbers to expect. You can get more, you can get less. So we'll say since they average 1.5 lambs whenever they have them over a period of time, that's what it comes out to. They average 1.5. A lot of them have sets of twins. That's why it comes out like that. So they average 1.5. So 20 ewes, you could expect 30 lambs. That's what they say you could expect is 30 lambs. So we'll just for argument's sake, we'll go over 30 lambs, what you can make off 30 lambs. Okay, just for a starting point and something to talk about. Okay, these oh, also I'll tell you guys real quick on their growth rate. So we're talking about the lambs. I was reading in 100 days you can expect full blood Dorper sheep to get 79 pounds is what I read in one article. And then another one says in 12 weeks they'll be 50 pounds. So you know how they grow really fast. Okay, so I'm going to do average. Say you take 30 lambs to the auction. They weigh 65 pounds. Okay, and our local market right now is $2.10 to $2.50 per pound of that lamb between 50 pounds and 90 pounds. That's where they consider lambs, I guess. You know, within a year old, younger than a year. So we'll average 65 pounds. So you take their 65 pounds, and you're going to average $2.35 per pound. Okay, so that comes out to just one lamb. You should expect $152.75 just for one. Okay, times that by 30. Now you're talking you take that 152.75 times 30, your 30 lambs, that equals $4,582.50. So you're looking right at $4,600 off of 20 ewes. Okay, and here's the kicker on these Dorpers. The Dorper sheep can have 3 sets of lambs in 2 years. You know, a lot of times they just have one set a season, one set a year. You know, but you can actually, if you just kept running through there, you can average 3 sets in 2 years. That's pretty cool. Okay, so now we'll go. Say in a 2-year period, you have 3 sets of lambs that you take to the auction. Okay, you take 30 of them, so you're taking 90 to the auction. Okay, 90 times the 152 equals $13,747.50. So divide that. So potentially you can make $6,800.73. Where am I going with this? You could be all right 3 times in 2 years. So each year, that's what I'm getting at. 1 year you can expect, we'll round it up, $6,900 for 1 year off 30 ewes. Well, actually, off 90 ewes. I'm getting mixed up here on my paperwork. But okay, we'll do it this way. With the flock of 20 ewes, you can expect to sell 90 lambs in 2 years. So each year that'd be 45. So you can expect 45 times 152, $6,900. And so the money's there, guys. If you got a place to keep them and keep your feed costs really low, like I do mine, you could potentially make a pretty good chunk of change for yourself. So we went over those numbers. Let's see what some of the questions are. I've always heard sheep have awful odor. Is this true? You know, honestly, my ewes don't, but my ram, yeah, they pee all over themselves. He'll go up underneath them and let the ewes pee on his face. He's nasty. Yeah, he's absolutely nasty. Yes, he does stink. Is that classed as income for the farm? Wheat tree, yeah, it should be. I haven't took any to the auction. This will be the first year I'll take any to the auction, but yes, you'll have to file income on it for sure. Oldest dirt. You didn't have to feed grain of any kind. Pasture fed only, correct? Yeah, you're right, Dirt. You don't have to, but I give mine grain every now and then, maybe 2 times a week, if that, and I don't give them very much. So 4 or 5 50-pound bags last me a whole year. You don't have to grain them at all. I give them a little bit more grain right after they've lambed, so help nutrition and all that stuff. But yes, you don't have to put grain on them at all. Rain Country, you're in the wrong room. Yeah, you can tell I get myself mixed up with this stuff. It's funny. Full spectrum. Is he in here? Let's see here. Yeah, math is crazy. Milk and meat taste vary with the feed. Stress can also be cause of bad tasting meat. That's correct too. You keep the stress level down on too, because that can definitely mess with them. Let's see here. See if I got any questions. I'm going to scroll up here. Okay. All right. Just to get back on subject a little bit, what I've come to find out over the 3 years of having sheep for the first time is they are very low maintenance animals. You don't have to do hardly anything to them. I warm them at least 2 times a year, but I've warmed these I think 3 times. 3 times the first year, 2 times last year, and I just warmed my ram just the other day. I put a video on that. But so in their hooves, you don't have to trim them, these Dorpers, very often. Oh, I got some rocks from when they dug my my water line, and they'll get on there and they'll scrape their feet and stuff, their hooves, and so you don't even have to trim them that often. I've only trimmed these once in 2 years, and their growth is slow. Like they don't need it right now. That's just they keep it down. Let's see here. They have a milder flavor, don't they? The lamb meat. Oh, I absolutely love lamb meat. Mr. Rain, do you mostly free range or stock Dutch? Mr. Rain, it's a mixture. I have them in a little over an acre lot right now, and I got a round bell in there during the winter. But I let them out almost every day, anywhere from 2 hours minimum. If I'm, to 4, 5, 6 hours, just free ranging. So they do a lot of free ranging, and that cuts back on haying them during the winter too. Around here, all sheep are pasture raised. Goat milk is good if feed is good. Yeah, there's not. I can't think of any feedlots around my area that just have a bunch of sheep in there. They're mostly pasture raised around here also, out here in Oklahoma. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what else, some other stuff I wrote down. I'll give you guys some more facts about these Dorper sheep. And this is just a breed that I found that is like, once you start reading on these Dorper sheep, you're like, man, there ain't nothing wrong with these things. They're like a miracle sheep. It's like God created the perfect sheep. It was called the Dorper. They have black-head Dorpers. They have solid white body Dorpers. I just like the way the black-head Dorpers look. I like the black head. And my ram is an all black-head, black body. But my other ones I have, they're kind of I got one ewe that's a black-head, white body, and the other ones are crosses between the Katahdins and the Dorper. So they're not the traditional black-head, white body. Okay, Freaky, good question. Are your sheep cold hardy? What kind of shelter do they need? Okay, great question, guys. Are they cold hardy? What kind of shelter do they need? Now, you guys, some of you guys in here watching this might have different opinions than me, but from what I found out, I have like a big house out there for them, and they'll get, like, if it starts pouring down rain, they'll all 8 or 9 of them will squeeze in that house like perfectly and stay perfectly warm. Okay, so they don't like the rain a whole lot. But now the cold, I'm telling you what, it'd be 10 degrees outside and they're just sitting there looking at you. Doing that. That's all they're doing. And you go out there and they'll be laying on the hay. And I got 2 shelters. I'll open up my pig pen out there. We don't have any pigs in there, so I leave it open for them to go in and out when I don't have my pigs in there. And during the rain, the only time my sheep use a shelter is during the rain. They're very cold hardy animals. I have not lost one due to weather conditions being cold. So the shelter, lean-to, just something that they can get under when it's raining out. That's all I've come to realize with my sheep. When it's raining, they do get in their shelters. But if it's cold, windy, hot, whatever, they don't use a shelter at all. Okay, another question here. Are sheep escape artists like goats, or are they out of electric fencing or cheaper wooden? Okay, I got field wire fence around a little over an acre that I fenced off, and it's called field wire. It's just the little, let's see, the little squares. There's little squares like that all the way around, and the small ones at the bottom, and the big ones go to the top. And in the 3 years, I've had 1 sheep get out, and that was because when I dug my water line, I left a gap. When I ran the fence over, I forgot to fill that gap in, and she went underneath there, whoever it was, and got out. Other than I fixed that problem, I haven't had 1 sheep get out since then, not 1. So my sheep aren't escape artists. There might be some other ones out there that are. And I don't have any electric fencing, which I wouldn't mind getting electric fence. as far as cost wise, just to like a move. That way I can range them out in the pasture and just set up a perimeter with the electric fence and let them graze on it for 2 or 3 days and move to the next spot, move to the next spot. And that cut down on costs as far as putting up more fencing for pastures. That's something I actually want to do, is get some electric fencing to move around. Beth, sheep tend to thrive here in the cold. Yeah, they do great in the cold weather here too. Someone over posting got blocked. Yeah, it happened to me before too. No big deal. Ottoman Farms just nodded, Duck. What's up? No. Yeah, I can't see. I can't see Ottoman Farms. Did I miss something? Any more questions, guys, on these sheep? You guys got any questions? Okay, I don't see any more questions right now, so I'll go over a little bit more. I got about 2 pages of stuff filled out. Let's see. Well, we talked about, that's another thing, and we kind of just talked about this mingo. The Dorper breed, they are very well adapted to survive in harsh climates of South Africa. So if they can adapt to harsh climates in South Africa, then just imagine what they can do anywhere in the United States besides the desert, which they'd probably thrive in the desert too. So out here in Oklahoma, they thrive big time. Okay, the Dorper sheep they have a high fertility rate, and just I went over this. They are great mothers, and if any of you guys have livestock, you know how important it is for the mother to be a good mom. It cuts your work completely out of the way. You don't have to do anything. So you got an animal that has a set of twins and nudges one away and just disowns one. Either you get rid of it, give it away, or sell it, whatever, or you're bottle feeding it. Dorpers, they're supposed to be awesome mothers. And mine, the 4 that lambed last fall, they only one of them disowned one of the twins. So out of the 4, 3 of them were awesome. I only had to help that one with it got stuck, and I had to pull it out. About the other 3 woke up and there's a set of twins out there. You know, there's a twin, there's a single, and just took care of them. Just latched on and went from there. So they're great mothers. Are stickers or goat heads a problem with sheep? Yes, it definitely gets the sticker stuff. Definitely get in their wool, but or their hair, but it all sheds off. So I don't even mess with it. It just comes off naturally from rubbing all that. How old is the breed? What do you mean by how old is the breed? How old are mine, or how old is this breed? Like, when did it originate? Let's see here. Okay, and the rams, and this is proven by my ram. The rams, the Dorper ram, can breed at 5 months old, and I know this for a fact. The ram I got that I traded for is a full-blood Dorper ram. It came from a registered stock. It's not registered, but it probably could be if I want to, but I don't care about all that. He's 7 months. He's 10 months now. So, and I put him in with my ewes when he was 6, 7 months old, and they're all you know, the older ones are all pregnant. So he definitely bred them at 6 months, 6.5 months for sure. Just on the timing when I could tell how big these are and all that. So the ram, that's pretty cool. The rams could breed that young, and the ewes. It said, I think if you read it, says they can get pregnant 8 to 10 months. I think most people wait until they're a year old or longer. And that's the thing with the Dorper ewes. They cycle every month, so it's not like a dog coming in here or maybe other sheep. They come through a cycle every moon change or whatever you might say. My friend that has all the sheep, he watches the moon. That's how he knows his are in. He's pretty smart about that stuff. It's over my head right now. I don't know, but they come in every month, so you could put them in there at 10 months. If you want babies 5 months from now, you're going to have them. Let's see. Okay, they can lamb 3 times in 2 years. We went over that. Oh, okay, yeah. Here's one you guys brought up earlier about. Let's see here. You guys brought up earlier about most of your sheep around there are free range, pasture range, or whatever. And yeah, I was also reading it says they adapt very well to feedlots. So that's really good if you don't have enough land. Say you don't have 10, 15, 20 acres to run a bunch of sheep. And if you can get cheap hay, you can put them in a small acre, 2-acre lot and still make money off these things. I know so little about sheep. Do they browse like goats or graze? Yes, farms. That's all I do all day long. They just graze and do all that just like goats for sure. The moon is overall all our head. Yeah, you're right. It is over our heads for sure. Nice one. Let's see. The thick skin is highly prized in South Africa. Went over that. They shed their hair. That's a big plus. Went over that. Very fast growers. And that's another thing too, as far as making money off these sheep. It's the time period that from when they lamb to when you can take them to the sale. The minimum, I would say, in 3 months you can start taking these lambs to the sale and making your profit. You know, take 30 of them in 3 months and get $100 off them 30. That's $3,000. That you didn't do anything. You're just watering them and letting them graze. So the potential's there to make money off sheep for sure. How often do you need to change rams? Done. My flock. I have a really small flock, so I have like 8 or 9 ewes, I think. And so I 2 years ago I used just a old white ram I bought, and well then I brought my friend's ram in when my uncle got his, and his was a full blood Dorper ram, and I got rid of my white ram, got rid of him, so that bloodline's gone. So now the ram I got has bred all mine. So, you know, if you're keeping your ram in there year round, you don't want to leave the daughters in there with them. I guess you might say, you might get some goofy looking rams, or they might start losing babies more often or not. But just got to keep a journal on your animals and keep them separated. I mean, that's all I could say, really do. So as far as changing rams, it just depends on if you're keeping the daughters back. How much acres of pasture per head? Okay, I went over that earlier, and I'll tell you again. From my personal experience on this little acre lot that I got fenced off, I put 4 or 5 in there the first year, and it sustained them completely. We put like 10 or 12 in there, and they ate it completely down. And now I'm back down to 8 or 9 in there. So safely on my place, 6 to 8 sheep per acre is going to sustain itself. Now, if you rotate pastures, and look up rotation, Rico's place is really good at figuring the rotation out. If you rotate pastures, you can put a lot more head on 1 acre lot. You know what I mean? So say you have 20 ewes on 1 acre. In 7 days, you move it to the next lot. 7 days, you move it to the third one. 7 days, you move it to the fourth one. Then that month comes around, you move back to the first one. It's had a month growth. So that's the way you could really get your number of sheep on a small acre, is by rotation. And I got to set up some bigger acre lots so I could rotate mine better too. That's why they free range, because I don't have my whole place fenced off. And we don't have a problem with coyotes and stuff. And my German Shepherd actually keeps an eye on them. She runs everything off. It's crazy. Will you do a video on how you keep track journal? Freaky, yeah, I can do that. I actually keep it all on my phone, and I do need to transfer it over to actual journal, because if something happens to your phone, then there goes all your records. So yes, I could do that for sure. But yeah, so 6 to 8 is what I found on my place. It was like perfect. It's just 6 to 8 sustains itself. Now, they've eaten mine down because I had too many sheep in there and not rotating them like. So now this next year, I'll probably throw some seed out there, or some sort of fertilizer or something, just to try to recoup some of the loss that I had. And I'm definitely going to be putting, in 2017, I'm going to be putting some more fence up too. That way I can rotate a lot better. Because if this third year I'm going to start getting my flock built up, I got to have areas to rotate. There's no question about it, or I can't have that many sheep. Look up how long it takes to take pasture in your individual areas and develop rotation plan. Yeah, Rico, you already did that for me, so why do I need to look it up? I already got it all written down that you gave me. But good point for these people who don't know. Oops, a pasture to recharge. Yeah, definitely needs to recharge. Mr. Rang, we are considering a couple of pygmy goats due to the limited space. We are told they have the best yield for milk. Anyone know anything about that? Hidden Heights, I don't know if he's still in here. He might not be in here, but Hidden Heights knows quite a bit about milking goats. He's done it for a while. They'd make cheese, and their kids would drink the milk and all that stuff. I don't know if he's in here or not, but you might shoot him a message. Uh-oh. Okay. So I went over how to say. So let's do a quick. I got 20 minutes left. I'll do a recap of my plans for 2017. I want to get 20 ewes either this year or going into the fall and beginning of next year. By beginning of this time next year, I hope to have my 20 ewes established. That way, in my 4th year. Now, I'm doing this the cheap way. I'm not going out and buying other ewes. I'm breeding them on my place and keeping them back. So the 4th year, my yearlings are probably going to go to the auction, and then I'll purchase some more that way. So there's no money out of pocket, because when they start getting 5, 6 years old, you probably need to start rotating them out. So that's what. But I'm doing the cheap way. I'm keeping them back, so there's no money out of pocket. So this year, by this time next year, I want to have 20 for sure. So this whole year, that's what my goal is, to get up to the 20 ewes. Dairy goats are actually dairy goats. Okay. Sean J, do they drink a lot of water? Okay, that's a good question too. No, not really. I mean, what's a lot of water? You know what I mean? Like during the summer when we had, I think 12, 13 sheep out there, I have a big. I honestly don't know how big that tub is. It's like that. I don't know how big it is. I mean, as far as gallon wise, but every 3 days, 4 days, when it's 100 degrees out, I'd fill that up, and a lot of it's probably getting evaporated, But during the winter, they don't hardly. I mean, they drink, but not near as much, obviously, as it would be when it's hot out. But no, they don't drink a lot of water, and water's cheap here, so that's really not even a cost, because the first 2,000 gallons is free for us. Not really free, but it's your minimum. Anything else when they start charging is really over that. So no, they don't drink a whole lot of water, considering what I think is a lot. You may think what they're drinking is a lot. I mean, it's hard to say. But I'm not out there every single day filling that big tub up. I mean, that helps you out, any. I would say every 3 days during the summer, you're filling it up. Or if it starts to get low, 3 or 4 days, then I'll dump it out, clean it out, fill it up. Let's see. As far as sheep wise, we could talk about. You guys got any question about anything else? I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit how to make some money on these things. But as far as sheep, I would definitely. I'm glad I did it. I mean, it's been a very good learning experience as far as on the farm and having a little bit bigger animals. It's been a great experience for me and my kids. I've learned a bunch over these 3 years of having sheep, and they're simple animals to raise. I mean, they're very, very low maintenance, and worming is the main thing. The sheep. A friend told me, you guys might get it. Sheep are born looking for a place to die. So pretty much, when you see a sick sheep, if you don't get to it right then, it's probably going to die on you. You might say, but these are really hardy. But my uncle brought his in, and he lost 1 or 2, and we don't know why. We kept them wormed and everything, but it seems like once they get a cold, sometimes they just go. Dutch, what about a trough warmer? Rico's place, good question. Darren, all right, a trough warmer where you put it in the water. Actually, I got one out there in mind. What that does, it saves you, first of all, saves you a lot of work from going out there every morning and busting the ice, and it just saves you trouble, but also it saves you from, if you forget to bust the ice, the sheep can have something to drink. So I put mine in there. It works awesome. It's never froze up. It works like it's supposed to, and the sheep always have something to drink. I just got it last year. The first 2 years I'm out there with the T-post just busting that ice, and that it could get that thick. That ice can we get a drink. I was thirsty. 45 minutes without a drink. What the heck? But yeah, definitely I recommend a sheep warmer. Now, someone's telling me they use a lot of electricity. I don't know. My electric bill stays between 80 and 130, 120 tops. So I don't know how much. And my deer freezer out there, I'll run it for a month straight, and it doesn't seem like my electric bill goes up very much at all. So I mean, as far as the heat warmers using a lot of electric, I don't think they use a whole lot. Rico's place. Do their tongues stick to the eyes? Rico, I don't know. I've never watched them see if they lick the ice. So maybe. I had one for my goldfish pond. Suburban Hillbilly. Works pretty good, don't it? I did a review on that the ice warmer, the trough warmer, whatever. And some guy commented on there and said, "Oh, you're not supposed to use that in those plastic tubs." Right on the box it says for use in plastic tubs. So I don't know what he was talking about. And then he said, "Yeah, you need to wrap your cord in a plastic so they don't chew on it." First of all, the sheep never chew on any of the electric cords I've had running out there in the past. And second of all, it came wrapped. So he was telling me stuff that was like, okay, dude, if you watch the whole review, you'll see it came like that. So I mean, it was funny. Farms, goats are like that. Once you notice they are sickly, it's high probability that's true. Luckily though, with plenty of fresh browse available, they don't get sick. That's absolutely. Yeah, once you catch them sick, man, I've learned from my uncle's sheep. They go downhill pretty quick. All right, we'll get off the sheep subject. I've been talking about it for a long time. If you guys got any questions about it, just ask me. But I'll tell you what I got going on now. I think Weecher asked me what I got going on for 2017. And I plan on doing a video on this pretty soon. I got 4 rabbits the other night. I got like a really good deal on them. $20 for 3 does and 1 buck. And they're the Californians. They're like 5 or 6 months old. They're pretty good size. So I went ahead and bought a cage for them. I already had one set up for the buck. But right now, the last couple of days, I've been working on a rabbit hutch. So I'll be posting a video on the rabbit hutch. I hope to get it done tomorrow because we got a good cold front coming in. Not today, but I think Monday or Tuesday, the highs are going to be like 29 and lows in the low high teens and 20s. So I hope to get that. I see a question real fast. You see no difference in your power bill? Yeah, I didn't either. Don't you love when people comment without actually listening to what you say? Hope said absolutely. I was going to comment back. I ended up just deleting this post. I'm like, dude, just hit the dislike button. You obviously didn't dislike it. Don't post stupid crap because you don't make any sense. What other kinds of critters will you be doing? Okay, Richard, I'll get back on that. I'll be doing the rabbits. I got 4 rabbits. I'm working on the rabbit hutch, and I'll be getting a video. Hopefully I get that video out this week coming up. I'll try to get it out of building it. I've never had, we had rabbits when I was like 6 or 7 years old and I lived out in California. And my first memory of a rabbit, and Uncle Rico was probably in on this. I don't know. I'll tell you a story about it. I had this big gray rabbit. I guess it was a California rabbit since we were in California. I don't know. But it was big. And I remember I was like 6 years old. I'd go out there and feed that rabbit every day, water it every day. Well, one morning, Dutch wakes up, goes out there to feed the rabbit. There's no rabbit in there. And I was like, My Uncle Rico never accused me of being a very bright young kid. I might disagree with him, but he just never accused me of it. I put 2 and 2 together because I kid you not. That afternoon, that evening, we had rabbit stew. And I pulled a leg out that was it looked just like a rabbit's foot. No, it was just you could tell it was a rabbit's leg. And I didn't say anything. I asked them where my rabbit was at, and I remember them saying they I think they said got out or something. They made some dumb excuse up. It got out and jumped right into the cooking pan. That's for sure. But I actually remember it was good. I remember eating the stew, and I knew it was my rabbit, but I was kind of in denial at 6 or 7 years old. So that's pretty funny. That's the first. That's the last time I had rabbits. So I'm very new to rabbits. And if any of you guys have any suggestions about rabbits, please let me know. So I'll be watching a lot of videos. I watched Jano Zero, all his videos on it. Great videos. And watch his video. I'm just trying to learn. And my goal with the rabbits, I get those 3. I might end up butchering 1 and just keeping 2 does to breed. And just raise. I'm not. My plan right now. We all know how plans change. 1 rabbit turns into 50. But all I got the rabbits for, first of all, it was a good deal. You can't pass up a good deal on a rabbit, right? So I got a good deal on them. But what I want to do is just raise enough to butcher and have meat throughout the year. I don't plan on getting 40 rabbits to start selling rabbits by any means. I don't want to get that big at all. I just want to stay 3 or 4 breeder rabbits and then the babies and butcher them when they're ready to butcher. That's my goal. 1 rabbit plus 1 rabbit equals 3. That's exactly right. Hey, anybody? I know Hope. How big are your rabbit cages? I talked to Rico. I was gonna do 24 by 24 because that's what my friend did. I know some other people did that, and if I end up doing 36 by 24. Dutch, you left the door open. I did not want to tell and make you feel like it was your fault. Dutch, I have all kinds of rabbit drama laugh. I just got off a huge meat rabbit tot. Yeah, I could tell you guys a lot of stories about Rico. I'll keep that for another day. He wasn't very nice to Dutch growing up. Hey, Rico, where's that package you sent me? I've been waiting for it. No rain, cherished it. Hope, how big are your cages? Hey, I'll show you guys something I made in the Dutch oven earlier. It's pretty funny. You have colony-style cages. They are like small horse stalls. Okay. Hey, guys, check this. What I made this out. I made this in the Dutch oven earlier. You see that? It's a loaf of white bread. And let me show you this other side of it. It actually is really good right here and all this. But then when you turn it over, yeah, I had way too many coals on bottom, so it burnt. But this part, the top part is actually really good. So from, about right there on up, tastes great. Wheat Tree, Dutch, after show, PM me, please. All right, I'll try to, Wheat Tree. Susan, your rabbit cage is 36 by, man, mine's small. I'm leaving mine at 36 long and 12 wide, and it's pretty tall. They can definitely stand up in it. Mr. Ann, all I can tell you is make sure you keep extra keying on. Susan, you think 36 by 24 is going to be too small for 1 rabbit? Yeah, Susan, yeah, it got really black on bottom. We keep 20 does at all times. We hooked up with some buyers that buy all the bunnies we can wean in cages, 24 by 30 wire size. Okay, so yours are 24 by 30. Good. Okay, so mine 24 by 36. Now, do you just keep 1 rabbit in that 24 by 30? Bumble, yes, it is the old ash brown. I just threw it out there for sure. Let's see here. Okay, Hope. These are California. They call them Californians, I guess. I'm a rookie at rabbits. They get pretty big. You know, these are, I don't know. They're like this big. Like 3 of these cups of tea. So one rabbit per hour. That's what I plan on. Right now, I got a big cage I bought, and they're all 3 in there waiting for me to get this other cage built. And hopefully, I'll get that video out this week, and you guys can check it out. Give me any tips that you guys might have on things I could do different, make them better. What's one? Well, I got 5 minutes left. You guys who have rabbits, hope. What's one suggestion that for me, being brand new to rabbits, what I should do to keep them alive? Obviously, keep food and water in there. I mean, I have a good roof over them. I'm going to put my rabbit hutch inside my old cheap house out there, so they'll be protected from the north wind and all that stuff. So I'm going to definitely protect from the weather. But you guys got any advice for a first-time rabbit owner? Don't let the cage out. Rico's going to say, yeah, here's some advice. Don't leave the cage open. It won't end up in your soup. That's the breed I got tonight. He is pretty freaking huge. Yeah. Maybe next week I'll do a live feed or something on these rabbits, and I'll try to show them to you guys. Man, they're real crazy, freaking scratchy and stuff. Good tip. Lock the pen doors after you feed. Yeah, Rico, I'll never forget that. I've been traumatized. I wanted rabbits a long time ago, but I didn't want. I had to wait. I had to wait for Rico to move out of Oklahoma before I get rabbits again, because he'd sneak over and eat them all. Yes, Freaky. I've watched pretty much all Jano Zero's rabbit videos for sure. Yeah, he does got some good ones. Cold does not bother them as much as heat. Susan, good advice. I've read that for sure. They said they actually get more playful in the cold and snow and stuff. Makes sense though, because that's when we do rabbit hunting, is when it's good frost. Do not eat the butt beans at cornbread. Bumblebee, good advice. I will not eat those butt beans. Nasty. Keep them cool in the summer. Okay. My sister had some rabbits a year or 2 ago, and she looked up. You get the pop bottles and freeze them and stick them in the cages for them, and they'll lay on them and stuff. It kept them pretty cool, I guess. You guys do any of that stuff? I'll tell you another story about Rico, a little off the homestead. I remember him say, hey, I'm going to come get you guys. I had my 2 older sisters. I'm going to come get you guys and take you guys to the beach. And I remember this, Rico. I've never forgot it. So I'm all excited. Uncle Rico's taking me to the beach. So I got my shorts on, got my towel over my shoulder. Now I'm like 7 years old. I threw my towel up, got my sunglasses on. Uncle Rico shows up and only takes the 2 older kids and doesn't take old little Dutch. And I've been upset about that for a long time. Thanks a lot, Rico. See you later, Rico. Okay, Janel does that with ice water. Okay, cool. Freaky, no animals here. Oh. Yeah, you guys sub if you're not sub to one another, sub each other and to help each other out for sure. We got about 3 minutes left. Screen your urine away from the pellets and use the pellets for fertilizer. Oh, okay. Screen your urine. How do you screen your urine away from the pellets? I plan on using the pellets for fertilizer. How do you screen them away? Rico, you need to start getting your videos out. You do a bunch of them, but you're just so slow in editing them. It's almost best if you just send me the chip and I'll edit them for you. Let's see. No more questions. I hope the sheep talk, you guys kind of found it kind of interesting and whatnot. I'm trying to go through all the animals I got on the homestead and talk about them and then go from there. Just stuff that I've learned with them. But you guys could definitely make some money off sheep. There's no doubt about it. Dutch, what cooking in the cast iron for next week? I actually did a very good skillet mixture of potatoes and some sausage. Bumblebee has Bumblebee, I didn't steal this from you, but yours reminded me of the one I made. So tomorrow's video is going to be a lot like yours, Bumblebee. You're going to like it. I should have gave you a shout out on it, but I'll give you one now. Go check out Bumblebee's skillet video. He made sausage and some vegetables and stuff. It looked really good. Oh, you put tiles in the freezer and put them. Oh, that's a pretty good trick. That's pretty cool. Ottoman's Farm is absolutely right, Rico. Videos done is better than perfect. Upload up. Ottoman Farms, I've been telling him that for a year and a half. Just get your videos out there. Don't wait a month, 2 months. People quit watching you. Good advice. See, Rico, I'm not the only one that's telling you that. Okay, guys, I don't see any more quick questions. Don't forget to subscribe to everyone in here. Did you cook it? My 18. All right. No. First of all, you don't have an 18-inch skillet. Neither do I. I cooked it in Grandma's 14-inch skillet. Yes. And it's awesome. You're going to like it. Hey, yeah, guys, go check out the Dorper Sheep. If you're looking at trying to get some sheep, look up Dorper Sheep. You're going to find out they're like the perfect sheep. But hey, guys, appreciate you guys stopping by the Homestead Network and watching me chit chat about sheep and Rico being mean to me as a child. And I'll have a video out tomorrow over the fire cooking outside this cast iron skillet. And just appreciate all you guys subscribing and watching my videos. And I honestly hope everyone has a great new year. And just stay safe this year. I don't make New Year's resolutions because I always break them. So I don't have any New Year's resolution. Just enjoy my family, enjoy God, and enjoy my life on the farm. And just appreciate you guys watching. And thanks for stopping by, guys.